Sports betting is the reason I don't work a 9 to 5 anymore. And not because I got lucky on one big parlay, not because I hit big and just walked away, but because I built a strategy that turned betting into a real income stream. And the income stream got big enough that the 9 to 5 didn't make sense anymore. And the truth is, you're never going to replace your job with sports betting if you keep treating it like sports betting. You have to treat it like a business, and almost nobody does. But today, I'm breaking down exactly how I made that shift, what I changed about my approach, and the strategy I used to actually replace my paycheck with betting income. So by the end of this video, you'll know what it actually takes to make this real. I've sat in a job watching the clock, waiting to get off of work so I could place my next bet, and I've sat in this very chair, waking up, knowing that my next paycheck comes from me, not from somebody else. And I've watched people in my chat make this same shift, so this is not a fantasy. YouTube, what's good, man? It's your boy Dez. I'm imdesTV, the best TV, and we back with a bang. I say we back with a banger. Hey man, man, if you new to the channel, if you clicked on this video because you seen the thumbnail and the title, then you already know what's going on. Today I'm gonna be giving y'all some free game, and I'm gonna be giving y'all the strategy that I use to quit my 9 to 5. So if you know me, you know, man, I don't like to waste too much time, man. I like to get straight into it. But if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Also leave a like on the video, and hey, we're gonna go ahead and get straight into it. Now the first thing I wanna go over is why most bettors never make betting replace their 9 to 5. Most 9 to 5 bettors are stuck because they treat betting like a hobby on top of a job. You feel me? They don't really take it too seriously. They just get on the app, they press buttons, and not really knowing that they can actually make real income from this. Because a lot of people I know who actually work jobs and they work hard, they get up and work hard, you feel me? They hit me up, they tell me about these 10 leg, 12 leg, 14 leg parlays that they putting in, and then the next day they say, man, I only lost by 2 legs, 3 legs, sometimes even 1 leg. And you know, like, I get it. Some people, man, they just have fun doing the parlays. They don't really want to actually make real money from betting. They just want to get lucky sometimes and make a little extra $300 off a dollar. You know, I get that. But that's how you just get stuck in a cycle, bro, that never ends. And the math doesn't lie. Random betting on the weekend will never replace real income. And the shift isn't about finding better picks. It's about treating betting like a second job that you're training to become your only job. I had to stop thinking like a bettor, and I had to start thinking like a business owner. And that changed everything. Until you make that shift mentally, it doesn't matter how many strategies you try to come up with, how much research you do, you won't follow it long enough. And look, if you work a 9 to 5 and you're tired of burning your money on parlays every single day, I'm doing my first ever live masterclass on May 20th, where I'm breaking down the exact betting system that I follow to keep stacking $10,000 months. It's free and it's happening on the 20th. So click the link in the description and lock in your spot right now. Now, a lot of people think sports betting becomes profitable when you find the perfect strategy, the perfect model, or the perfect lot. But the truth is, sports betting only became an income for me when I stopped treating it like sports betting and I started treating it like an operation. That's the shift that nobody talks about. Because an operation has structure, an operation has rules, and an operation has discipline. Now, a hobby is just whatever you feel like doing that day. And most bettors, if we're being real, they're betting based on emotions. They wake up, see a game they like, throw money on it, chase a loss later that night, then wonder why they never build consistency. That's not an operation, that's chaos. And that's something that every sports bettor goes through. I had to learn this the hard way. There was a point where I was constantly chasing. I'd have a good day and think I was unstoppable, then lose the next day trying to force another win. I was treating sports betting like entertainment instead of treating it like a real income skill. And once I made that mindset shift, everything changed. So I want to break down the 3 biggest operational shifts that made me become more disciplined, more profitable, and honestly just more calm when sports betting. Because once you start thinking differently, you stop moving like the average sports bettor and you become a sharp. Now, the first shift is to treat your bankroll like a business account and not your spending money. This one right here changed everything for me. Most people use their bankrolls emotionally. They pay bills out of it, buy food out of it, go shopping after a big win. Then when they lose, now they're stressed because they needed that money. That pressure makes you make horrible bets because now you're not betting with logic. You're betting out of desperation. When I started looking at my bankroll like a real business account, I stopped making dumb bets. The money just felt different. It wasn't just money to spend anymore. It was money that I was making work for me. Think about it like this. A business owner doesn't just wake up one day and just empty the business account because they had a good day in sales, right? No, that money stays in circulation so it can keep growing. That's how you gotta treat your bankroll, bro, on some real shit. Protect it, respect it, and manage risk with it. And another thing people don't realize, your bankroll controls your emotions. If you only got money for one bet, every bet you place is gonna feel like life or death. You watching every possession, sweating, and you overreacting to everything. But when your bankroll is properly managed, losses don't destroy you mentally. And that's important because sports betting is a long-term game. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. You are going to lose sometimes. Losing is inevitable. Even the best sports bettors lose. But the goal isn't to never lose. The goal is to stay alive long enough to keep making smart decisions. That's what operations understand. Now the second shift is to set income targets, not betting targets. And this is where most people mess up. Most bettors are addicted to the idea of hitting one big parlay. They think one big night is gonna change their life. So every week they chasing some unrealistic payout instead of building consistently. And I used to think like that too. I used to say stuff like, man, I'm trying to make 2 bands tonight. I'm trying to turn this $10 to 500. Just one big hit, one big hit. But that mindset makes you force action. Now you betting games you didn't even research. You taking risky odds just because the payout looks good. And you making emotional decisions instead of smart business decisions. Operations don't think like that. Instead of saying I need a huge parlay this week, start saying how much do I realistically want to make this month. That changes your entire mindset. Because now you stop chasing excitement and you focus on sustainability. You stop asking yourself what's the fastest way to win money and start asking what's the smartest way to consistently grow. Big difference. And another thing, those small wins, they add up, I'm telling you. See, people underestimate consistency because social media only glorifies the big payouts. Nobody posts the disciplined bettor making steady profits every single week. But those are usually the people actually winning long term. Anybody can get lucky for a day or two, but very few people can stay profitable for months. That requires real structure. Which brings me to the third shift. You have to track your results like a business. And this is also something that almost nobody does. Most bettors can't even tell you their actual return on investment. They don't know what sport they're best at. They don't know which bet type makes them money. They just betting and hoping. And I ain't gonna lie, if you moving like that in 2026, that's dangerous. Imagine a business owner not tracking expenses, profits, losses, or performance. That business will fail really fast, I'm not gonna lie. So why do people treat betting any differently? Once I started tracking everything, I started seeing patterns. I started realizing certain bets weren't profitable for me, and certain emotional spots kept costing me money. But certain sports I was way better at than others. Tracking gave me awareness, and awareness leads to adjustments. If you never track your results, you'll keep making the same mistakes forever because you have no data telling you what's actually happening. And this is another thing, tracking keeps you honest because a lot of bettors think they're winning more than they actually are. They remember the big wins but conveniently forget the random losses throughout the week, and the numbers don't lie. And once you see your real numbers, you become way more disciplined. And look, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I just went through all of these shifts, and to be honest, most of y'all would never make them. Not because you can't, but because it requires patience and consistency. And everything about sports betting pushes instant gratification. People wanna make fast money, fast wins, fast results. But operations are built slowly. Rome wasn't built overnight. McDonald's, Burger King, Nike, those businesses wasn't built overnight either. And that's why most bettors stay in cycles. They win, lose, chase, and repeat. But the people who separate themselves are the ones who actually build long-term income. They operate differently. They understand discipline beats emotion, structure beats impulse, and consistency beats hype. And once you start treating sports betting like a real operation instead of entertainment, that's when things start changing for real. Now let me be honest with y'all. If your 9-to-5 pays you $4,000 a month, your betting income needs to consistently clear that margin to give you confidence to leave. You're not trying to get one big massive hit. You're trying to consistently outperform what your paycheck pays you. When you stop withdrawing after every single win and let the bankroll grow, the unit size grows and the income grows with it. That's called the compound effect. Once I hit 3 months in a row of profiting off sports betting more than what I was making from work, from my 9-to-5, from my day-to-day job, I knew I could leave. And the 4th month, I put in my 2 weeks notice. And this works for any income level. The strategy scales. Now look, y'all, quitting my 9-to-5 job didn't happen overnight. I had to change my mindset, and most importantly, I had to build a system that worked consistently. And that's why I built the Sharp protocol. And I'm breaking my whole system down on May 20th like I never had before. It's a free masterclass. The link is in the description. So y'all gotta save your seat right now and come ready to take notes. But it's your boy Dez. I'm imdesTV, the best TV. And we out.
I ran it up, I had to get it. Feeling won't know watching, had to change up my decision. I don't want no problems, but I go crazy over binges. If I started, I'ma finish. No, I got complete the mission.